What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you live September 18th, 2022. This year's almost over, technically speaking. I mean, what are we, like 3 months from Christmas? Something like that, 3 months and a week. 2022 treated me well, went by fast. Um, But more importantly, when you think about it, you got all this college football. It's college football season. We're already entering week 4 or week 5, if you want to count week 0. What's up, Neo? Of the college football season. I went ahead and I dropped the StreamYard link, but you can go ahead and click the link if you want to be a part of the show tonight. But we want to get into. First off, I mentioned no game stream this week as I will be in Tuscaloosa with some great friends. Sea-Dog, Millis Vanillis, and I think Law Tide is going too. We're all going to the Vandy game. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first time going to a game. And I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm pumped up and ready to go. So, again, no game stream this week. Will be in Titletown. So, yeah. Did I change my logo? Yes, I did. I hope you like it. It's crimson and white. It's a new logo for Ballard Sports Media. Yes. New logo. New logo. All right. Let's get into some conversation tonight. I went ahead and dropped the StreamYard link. Anyone's welcome to join at any time, like I said. But what about the new AP poll? Top 25 put out this morning, this afternoon, however you want to put it. Georgia, they remain at the top. The top 7 stay the same. Top 7, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Oklahoma, and USC. Those stay the same. But then it starts to change and we get interesting here. Oklahoma State didn't lose, but Kentucky takes their place at 8. Oklahoma State drops down a spot. Arkansas stays in the top 10, right at 10. Tennessee creeping up there, though. Doing pretty good. They got Florida this week. Might we see an upset at Neyland, which they're actually ranked higher than Florida. I don't think it's much of an upset. I like Tennessee to win that game. NC State, Utah, Penn State up a few spots. They beat Auburn. Oregon, Ole Miss, Baylor stays at 17. Washington enters the conversation. Washington, yes. A ranked win, upset, big time at home over Michigan State. I think Michigan State's a bit overrated if you ask me. Either that or is Washington for real? Holy cow. 39-28 the final score in that game. Michael Penix looked amazing. So did Cameron Davis, the running back. Jalen Polk with 6 receptions, 153 yards, and 3 touchdowns in that game. And they scored 20 points in the second quarter alone. They slowed it down in the second half, though. Moving on, BYU drops, Florida drops, Wake Forest drops, Texas drops 1 spot, A&M up 1, Pittsburgh. So A&M and Pittsburgh change spots. Miami all the way, ouch, at the bottom of the barrel. Miami, how do you lose to Texas A&M? How could you? Thank you, Neil. I appreciate it. Miami, Pittsburgh, Texas A&M, and Texas. Let's do this. Let's simulate what the bottom half or the bottom four. Let's see. Hold on. I'm actually curious about this. How crazy is this? Has anyone else done this? If not, I'm fixing to be the first. The bottom four CFP. What about 25, 24, 23, and 22? The last four of the top 25, right? And again, I showed you Miami, Pittsburgh, Texas A&M, and Texas, right? So let's do this. We're going to simulate two games if it'll let us. Sim football game. So Texas versus Miami, Texas A&M, and Pittsburgh. Wouldn't that be a hell of a game if it were real? Higher seed gets the home. So Texas only available to GameSim Plus subscribers. All right, let's do last year's rosters. What do you say? I know it's probably not fair, but whatever. No home field advantage. Let's see what this would give us. Texas 24-3. So Texas is going to the losers championship. Or Miami. How should we do this? We're doing the bottom four teams. Barely made it in the top 25. Texas would forget moving on, but Texas would beat Miami according to this 24-3. All right. Texas A&M and Pittsburgh. Let's go. Texas A&M. Huh. Not Pittsburgh State. Hold on. No home field advantage. 27-17 over A&M. Yikes. Interesting. Florida will beat Tennessee, or Tennessee will beat Florida. Florida's going to beat Tennessee. I got some thoughts on that game. Let me pull up these rosters. We're going to preview Tennessee and Florida. Let's see. At Florida Gators. We're going to make some banners here. I'm going to get ready and we're going to preview this game here. Let's go. It's 11 versus 20. What's up, Georgia Bulldog Will? How you doing? So Cody says Florida will beat Tennessee. Neo says Tennessee beats Florida. Okay. So a little disagreement there in the chat. That's all right. All right. SEC East rivals go head to head. Tennessee playing Florida this Saturday, the 3:30 CBS kickoff game on CBS. At Neyland Stadium, you got Hendon Hooker going up against AR-15 Anthony Richardson, right? You look at Tennessee, they've beaten Ball State, they've beaten Pitt, they've beaten Akron, right? Is this their first true test? I thought their first true test was at Pittsburgh, who isn't that bad of a team this year. Florida comes in 2-1. They beat Utah. Really tough test there, a favorite for the Pac-12. They beat them in the swamp. Then they lose to Kentucky. They beat South Florida barely. Now their first road game of the season, and you ask them to play the Volunteers. Interesting. We got some heat in the comments. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? But we got some disagreement going back and forth between Neo and I believe Georgia Bulldog Will. So of course, Georgia Bulldog Will says that Tennessee will win. Tennessee will beat Florida, says Neo. It was actually between Neo and Cody. They disagree. Cody's the one saying Florida will beat Tennessee. I think there's a good chance this game will be close in a way, at least going into the fourth quarter. When you look at Tennessee, and we'll do a pick 'em later on this week, Hendon Hooker has 844 passing yards. Their lead rusher has 231, Jalen Wright. Jalen Hyatt has 276. I mean, there's no other way to describe and talk about their offense other than it's really, really, how do I want to put this, explosive? I mean, they are averaging 52 points a game. This is a Tennessee program under Josh Heupel. It's only been a year and a half going back, almost 2 years, since we were laughing at Jeremy Pruitt and McDonald's bags. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, Florida, they're doing pretty good too. Not too shabby. AR-15, as you guys call him, Anthony Richardson, 53 completion percentage. Call it what it is. He has no passing touchdowns. He's had 4 interceptions. He's had 2 sacks. It's time to make a switch at quarterback. Unfortunately, Florida doesn't have anything. They got a pretty interesting run game with Trevor Etienne and Montrell Johnson. They have no O-line. Here's the thing. Tennessee, it's been a little while since they beat Florida. You know, it's man, Florida looks. I think they look worse on paper. I think they've done some things right, some things wrong. You look at their competition compared to Tennessee, Utah, that's a good win. Kentucky's a loss. They've beaten basically Utah and USF. Tennessee's beaten Pittsburgh, Akron, and Ball State. Maybe even on the competition, other than Florida's got the Kentucky loss 26-16. And there's no excuse for this USF game that you guys squeaked by with a field goal. That's just insane. You're giving up more than you're scoring, you're going to lose your games, right? I look at this game here, and I like Tennessee big in this one, right? They'll give up some points to Florida. Florida's going to score a little bit. Don't get it twisted. But Tennessee's going to put up a lot of points. And it might surprise you, by the way. Number 11 and number 20 going head to head in Neyland Stadium. Where's Uncle Lou at? Where's the resurrection of General Voltard? Tennessee has to beat Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, one of their three biggest rivals. Behold, I give you the resurrection of the Voltard. I give you a final score of 45-23. I think Tennessee's just going to pull away in the second half, not take their foot off the gas on offense. High scoring, firepower, Hendon Hooker, Jalen Wright, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, Brew McCoy. I mean, there's so many names on this Tennessee offense that you need to name. I mean, it's amazing, and I think they're just going to have um, a field day with their offense this upcoming Saturday at Neyland Stadium. Rocky Top will be playing. It'll be an afternoon game at Neyland, and Tennessee will beat Florida for the first time since, what was it, 20? I mean, it hasn't been many, many years. They've beaten Florida in recency, I'm sure. But this will be something. Give me the Vols, not necessarily with an upset, but give me a big win for the Tennessee Volunteers over the Florida Gators. 2016. Okay, yeah, I knew it was recent. I don't expect that much of a score gap. I don't know, man. Tennessee's got an explosive offense right now. You guys could be right. It could be closer than that. What's up, Mayhem? Now it's a crowd. We'll upload that later. What other games could we preview? Let's see. There's plenty of time to preview games this week. Um, I could do one more maybe, and we can hang out. I'll do Alabama Vandy. We'll record on like Tuesday or Wednesday. Um, the tidal wave talk for Vandy, Alabama. I want to see what the spread is. 40.5 Alabama. Dang. Tennessee is improving. Tennessee 31-20. Okay. Arkansas versus Texas A&M. Ooh, interesting one there. Let me go to the schedule. Where is that game? Jerry says, has the unprofessional sports show been canceled? No, it's on Monday nights, Jerry. It's on Mondays. Number 10, Arkansas at 23. Amu. Yeah, I saw that, Will. That was funny. uh, all right. A top 25 matchup in the SEC brings us Arkansas and TAMU, Texas A&M, the Fighting Aggies against the Razorbacks, the Woo Pigs. Tennessee, or I'm sorry, Texas A&M. We just got done with Tennessee. Texas A&M has a 57.8% chance to win the game. Arkansas with a 42.2% chance. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting game. You might look at this and you say, oh, this could be a really good offensive battle and a shootout, but don't sleep on what the defenses can do. Arkansas has only given up 27 points a game. Meanwhile, Texas A&M, one of the better defenses in the country right now, only giving up 8.7 points per game, and they've even lost a game already, 17-14 against App State. You got Matt Landers, who's the lead receiver for Arkansas, facing off against Anais Smith for Texas A&M. Devin Akane, 46 carries, 196 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You got Raheem Sanders, 66 carries, 3 touchdowns, 440 yards for Arkansas. This is going to be an interesting game here. Arkansas comes in 3-0. They struggled a little bit against South Carolina. They won close against Cincinnati, and they're coming off a win against Missouri State. So outside of maybe Cincinnati, is this the first true test? And this is their first road game, at least. So for Arkansas, their first road test, they are bound to lose a game or two this year. Could they end up going 10-2? Is that a good possibility? Could they go 9-3? I want to hear from you guys in the comments what you guys think Arkansas's overall record might be this year. But I think the sky's the limit for the Hogs this year and what they could do outside of at least winning the SEC West, because I think Alabama's going to have that locked up. I don't say that out of bias or anything. Texas A&M, they're pretty ticked off about the App State game. I don't know what's going on with their offense, but they won only 17-9 over Miami. The spread is 2.5 in favor of the Aggies. The over/under is 48. I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. I really do. And I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know. I think it'd be a little bit more than 2.5. I would expect this spread. Who am I kidding? I'm not an expert on spreads. It's it could go up. It's a good possibility there. I think this will be a touchdown only matchup, meaning the only way, not the only way, but I think that this will be an offensive shootout in a way, one of the lower types where, like, it's not going to be like the 7 overtime LSU Texas A&M game a few years ago, but it could be middle of the line. I'll go ahead and give a score prediction. What about 35-28 Texas A&M? Could we see something like that that makes sense to everybody? I mean, Texas A&M is giving up 20 points a game. They're allowing 20. They're only allowing 8 points a game. Arkansas's got firepower, though. They're scoring 37. It's not even close between Arkansas's offense and what the Aggies are giving up. So, and I do still think we're in an offensive league. I also kind of believe there's a part of me that still believes in, defense wins championships. I think the Aggies, I think they have the defense to hold Arkansas to a certain extent. But Arkansas knows how to put points up on the board. And this is a team with KJ Jefferson, who I think is just getting better and better each week this year, better and better ever since he's been in Arkansas. They got Raheem Sanders, who's got 440 yards on the ground. They got Matt Landers, who's got 211 receiving yards. If I watch anybody on their defense, I'm watching Dwight McLaughlin. That's a hard name to say. He's got 2 picks. He's got some batted balls. A great defender in the secondary. And watch Bumper Pool, who is their lead tackler, the linebacker. He's got 29 tackles. They got Drew Sanders, who came from Alabama. They also got Simeon Blair. They got a couple different guys. I like the Arkansas defense. I also like the Texas A&M defense. Neo in the comments here says he thinks A&M wins the game, but it's close. I agree. I think it has to be close in a certain extent. Now, it is technically neutral field. It's played in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. It is a neutral site. But what do you expect in Texas more? More Texas A&M fans or Arkansas fans? I mean, I think it's going to be in favor of the Aggies. I like Arkansas this year. I really do. I think they could barely be below 10 wins. And maybe they could possibly make the 10 win. They're undefeated right now. It would be so huge for them to get this victory and go 4-0. And it'll be a huge loss if the Aggies lose this game. Not just because they lose the game, but I mean it'd be their second loss within within the season. It'd probably even knock them out of the top 25. They're right there at 23 right now. I don't know, man. I like the Aggies right now. I think they got their foot on the gas pedal right now. It's going to be close. At some point, Arkansas has to mess up, right? They got to lose a game somewhere. They're very well disciplined. They're very creative with their offense. Very high scoring. Their defense is kind of suspect. I mean, this is a team that just came off a pretty good win. Screw it. I'm not even going to say it's a pretty good win. Let me tell you the score against Missouri State. They gave up 27 points. Their defense is suspect, man. It's all about offense over there. And to an extent, that's okay. But you got to be about the defense too, man. They've given up 24 to Cincinnati. They gave up 30 to South Carolina. They gave up 27 to Missouri State. Missouri State. I like Arkansas to lose this game, A&M to win it, and you're going to see some defensive struggles for Arkansas in this game for sure. But you're also going to see, in addition to that, Haynes King and an explosive Aggie offense that's ready to be on fire for some college football. How about it? Man, this will be a good game. Good game, man. I believe that. 35-28. That's my call. Maybe Arkansas plays to the level of their opponents. Yeah, that's a great possibility. We'll preview some more games this week. We'll get those uploaded. We got a couple people watching Neo. I dropped the StreamYard link. We're waiting on some people to get in, and we'll see. But if nobody gets on, I'll probably end it early. Let's see. What can we find? I don't want to preview too many games in one night. What's up, Elijah Allen? How you doing? Currently 24-10 with 4:27 in the third. Packers over the Bears. Missouri Auburn could be a good game. Yeah, that's a good one. All the SEC teams opening up conference play this week. Pretty much. I mean, Georgia did this past weekend, obviously, but I mean, you got Alabama Vandy, Auburn Mizzou, um, Florida Tennessee. You got some good ones. What's the night game? Let's see. Washington and Stanford, Utah, Arizona State, BYU, Wyoming. How are these night games? What's up, Zagre? Auburn is trash, bro. Yeah, Auburn's not looking too good. Black Diamond Classic on Thursday night. That's true. That is true. Boise State and UTEP 1-3. Virginia Syracuse. Keep an eye on that. Virginia 2-1. Syracuse by 9.5. They're 3-0. Syracuse off to a good start. When will Harson get fired? Or when does Harson get fired? End of the year, I think. I don't know, man. I mean, they're not even going to beat Georgia. They're not going to beat Alabama. Let me see something here. They got blown out by Penn State. Maybe this week, even. I'll tell you what. I'm going to say his fate is decided. I don't think they're going to fire him because of the Penn State loss. I think if they lose to Missouri, there's him out the door. That's my prediction. If not that, let's say if they beat Missouri, okay, maybe you have a little bit more hope. Then you got to play LSU. Then you got to play on the road at Georgia. If he loses to Georgia, well, he won't. I mean, I don't know. Can't even beat your rival. I don't know, man. Brian Harson will be out soon. I mean, you talk about Auburn, Missouri, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Arkansas, at Mississippi State, against A&M, against Western Kentucky, and at Alabama for the Iron Bowl. I mean, there's a lot coming their way. I don't know where Harson gets fired. I really don't. I know that he will get fired if he's below 500 and doesn't win a bowl game this year, let alone make it. What if Auburn went 6-6 and won their bowl game in good fashion? Would a bowl win save Harson's job? And it's weird that we're talking about a guy who's only in year two, but my gosh, was year one abysmal. I mean, it was bad. You got Georgia in 3 weeks. You got LSU in two or one. 1 week, yeah, whatever. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, A&M, Western Kentucky, at Alabama for the Iron Bowl. You struggled against San Jose State. That is a wake up call, or should be, that this guy, Harson, is probably not the guy. Jerry Wells says if you don't beat Missouri, there is zero chance of getting 6 wins. Not much now. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Auburn's favored by 7 against Missouri. 72% chance they win. Then you got LSU, who's got a 75.9, count at 76% chance to win that game at Auburn. Then it's gotten so bad for Auburn, they got only a 3% chance to beat Georgia. 3? You got a 3% chance to beat Georgia. You got an 11% chance to beat Ole Miss. 49, or no, they actually got a big chance to beat Arkansas. 50.7. It's almost 50-50. 17.7% chance. I mean, I'm already counting like 5-7 this year. I think they end up 5-7. We'll see. All I know is that they will fire Harsin soon. Sooner rather than later, at least. Anyway. All right. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Neo, Will, Jeff, Sorgi, Jerry Wells, Hummus Hero. Thank you. Mayhem Matthew, Elijah Allen, and Zay Green. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. Remember, no game stream this week. Going to the Bama game. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Take some pictures, videos, say hey to the gang. And that's pretty much it. Love you guys. Don't forget the Unprofessional Sports Show tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you next time. Roll Tide.